I think there's been an interesting reveal lately when it comes to Cardano, and it's actually a post made by the Cardano Foundation. I'll talk about that in today's video, even though nothing I say is financial advice. This is just my personal opinion, perspective, and I am not telling anyone to do anything. But if we take a look at it, the Cardano Foundation recently made a post saying how Cardano smart contracts can verify thousands of signatures for the cost of one. But that's not really the most interesting part anyways. The most interesting part, in my opinion, is the fact that they say below that, no Oracle, no external service. Why does this matter? Well, it's because this can quite essentially bypass some unnecessary steps. Keep in mind, if Cardano smart contracts can verify thousands of signatures for the cost of one without the need of an Oracle, without the need of an external service, that's going to allow it to run more efficiently. Now, what is an Oracle? Let me just give an example. Has anyone heard about Chainlink? I'm pretty sure some people have, right? It's literally one of the biggest projects out there right now that we have when it comes to this space. It's top 20 currently in terms of market cap within this space. We take a look at Chainlink. What is its identity? What is it even really focused on as a project? Now, Chainlink, it's very well known for its Oracle network, right? In a sense where an Oracle, in that case, is basically data feed that brings data from off the chain, or should I say off-chain data, and it brings that data over into the blockchain. Now, the reason why this off-chain data is needed so much is because a lot of applications within this space, they really can't function properly, if at all, without that off-chain data. So naturally, in Oracle, it does have a very important use case when it comes to this space. But guess what? The Cardano Foundation says Cardano smart contracts can verify thousands of signatures for the cost of one, and they say no Oracle. So no Oracle is needed. So we got to think about that. Chainlink, it's so well known for Oracles, right? But when it comes to this specific post, Cardano says, we don't need that for smart contracts to verify thousands of signatures for the cost of one. They're like, yeah, we don't need an Oracle. That's kind of legendary. That's going to make things just a lot more efficient. And efficiency does matter for developers, for enterprises, especially for those who care about AI. So apparently, when we take a look at Cardano, as the days goes on, we're kind of beginning to see more and more why this could be maybe hypothetically a place for some of these AI developers and also for some enterprises out there that do care about that. Just maybe though. But yeah, we'll wait and see. And they also say, again, this can all be done with no external service, right? In a sense where there are smart contracts can verify thousands of signatures for the cost of one, no external service. So if there is no Oracle, no external service, this is going to bypass a lot of unnecessary steps. It's going to make Cardano a lot more streamlined, just a lot better overall, in my opinion. And I think sometimes people only care about the price charts, which is understandable because taking a look at the fundamentals and stuff like this, it's very boring. Like at a time like this, when the market isn't doing the best, who's going to care about stuff like this? Well, me, I'm going to care about the fundamentals, but not everyone might care, right? Some people are like, who cares about this? We only care about the price. I understand that. But if I take a look at it, understanding the fundamentals for me, at least, I think is crucial because if let's say I'm just randomly believing a project, like let's say I don't care about the fundamentals at all, I only take a look at the price charts. If that is the case, it's sometimes not so good personally for me because then I won't know whether or not the project is good fundamentally, if it's still developing, if it's still updating, if it's still trying to upgrade. That type of stuff wouldn't be of, I guess, awareness to me if I didn't take a look at the fundamentals. So at a time like this, what am I going to do? Obsess over the price charts? That's going to do nothing to me. I can't make it change. I can't make it move. I can't make it do anything. So why would I waste so much energy towards that? So pointless, personally, for me. But one thing I've noticed is that usually good fundamentals is what allows a project to survive for the long term. That's what allowed Cardano to survive for many years in the past. So why would it be any different moving forward? The fundamentals are still key. It's still very important. People at the end of the day within this space care about fundamentals. Now, also they care about a good community, which is why we see memes like, Dogecoin and Shiba Inu and all this still do very well despite the use case not necessarily being the best of all time, right? Despite not having the best use case of all time, it's still very popular. But if a project does not have a following like that, if it does not have, a cool or fun vibe like that, it needs to supplement that through a different way, which is good fundamentals. So that's why when I take a look at some projects out there like a Solana, like a Cardano and all this, Because of their good fundamentals, allegedly, some people might say hypothetically, that is what has allowed them to kind of even survive despite the market not doing the best. And again, they are not necessarily a meme, they're not cool, they're not fun or exciting, some people like to say, but the fundamentals is what allows it to kind of, stick around. So I don't find this to be a bad thing at all. I get it. People like to say, oh, pull up a price chart, draw a random triangle. If I did that, the market's not going to care, and it's not going to make the price charts move at all. So for what? It's still going to do its thing. I mean, it's going to move regardless whether or not I draw something. Do you think me right here, right now, being in my room, right? Me drawing on a price chart, me recording that, and then talking about it. Do you think that's going to make the price charts move? Do you think that's going to make the market care about what I have to do? No. No, sir, right? It's not going to care. Why would it care about what I have to do? So why would I do that? I'd rather focus on the fundamentals. But when I take a look at Cardano as a layer 1 blockchain, and I see that post recently that the Cardano Foundation made, it showcases to me that, hey, you know what? This is not necessarily something that I find so cooked, because I don't think it is. If anything, it's still cooking. I mean, keep in mind, we're going to see the Van Rossum hard fork eventually happen soon. It already passed. All the key voting categories happened. I already made a video on that. So now we're just waiting for that to fully happen. It's going to happen soon on July 18th. So we got to think about that. Again, when it comes to Cardano, the Van Rossum hard fork, I already made, a video talking all about this, by the way, but just to kind of give a refresher, the Van Rossum hard fork, when it eventually does happen, or eventually becomes live, I should say, what's going to happen is that it's going to bring amazing security for Cardano, which of course does matter. I mean, security is very important. But actually, what that is going to allow Cardano to do is actually it's going to set it up for an even more massive upgrade moving forward, in a sense where it's going to set Cardano up for an even bigger upgrade, which could very well bring something called Leos. We already see Leos in the testnet, but it could set up Leos for the mainnet, in a sense where if Leos were to happen in terms of the mainnet, it's going to bring tremendous scalability when it comes to Cardano, which inherently is going to make it easier to compete with the likes of a Solana, Ethereum, BNB, and all this. So it's not a bad thing. And it's also going to make it a better place for some of these AI developers as well. So again, when it comes to Cardano, these are the things that are going on behind the scenes. That's the thing. And I think sometimes people don't want to consider that because they only take a look at the price charts. But you know what? At least I'm seeing that. But yeah, I'm not telling anyone to do anything. But yeah, ADA didn't really do anything much. It's still at around 16 cents. So it hasn't really moved that much, if at all, ever since my last video. So there's really not much to talk about there. It's still around 6 times lower than $1. Yeah, again, I mean, there's really not much to talk about when it comes to the price, but when it comes to the fundamentals, Cardano keeps on thriving, they keep on building. So that's the stuff I want to talk about. And if the Cardano Foundation makes a post like that, talking about a reveal, which I find to be interesting, again, talking about Cardano smart contracts and what are the capabilities of that, and how it doesn't need an oracle, it doesn't need an external service for smart contracts. Basically, in the case of Cardano, how it can verify thousands of signatures for the cost of one. Again, no oracle, no external service. Wow, that's pretty impressive. So naturally, I wanted to talk about it. So I want to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a very wonderful and spectacular day. It's Mali the Captain. I'm out. Peace. Bye.